Lisa here. I just wanted to let you know that for the first half of 2026, I'll be introducing and reading a chapter every week from my third book, Your Salon Retail. And I'll be delivering it to you every Wednesday via my podcast. So last year, I had a couple of salon owners who read the physical book like a book club with their team, and their retail really took off. So it might be a good idea to get your team tuned into the podcast each week and then talk through the points that we discuss in the podcast with your team or in your team meetings. I hope you enjoy this episode. Before we kick off, I want to let you know about my January Jumpstart event. It's an event that is for 3 hours with me and my Salon Mentor clients, where we will craft a plan for you for 2026, designed around helping you in these areas. How do we attract A-grade clients and team members, people that you would love to work with every day, and then deliver a full and remarkable service consistently in your business and convert your team into a machine so that you can reduce your floor hours and get on with growing your business, whatever that means to you. If you are interested, just click the link below or comment JAN and I'll send you the link. I look forward to seeing you in the Zoom room soon. Now, back to the episode. Welcome to Salon Conversations, and in particular, these conversations are around retail. I just love retail. I can't do my hair without really good products. I can't look after my skin without good products. And what I realized is that a lot of hairdressers and beauty therapists have a lot of knowledge, but they're a bit shy to share it. And for many reasons, and we'll go through that in this book. But I just feel if you don't tell people what you know and share the good shit on the products that you know, then what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? And in here, you'll hear my stories of the ignorance. That's really what I was. I was just, I don't know, I hadn't really thought about it from the client's point of view. So to have a solution to someone's problem and not find it for them and give it to them just makes no sense at all. So chapter 1 is around retail. It's not a dirty word. And for years, I think we've separated the service side and then the retail side, like they're two separate channels. Well, they kind of are, I guess, but they're not. Like, I don't think you can solve a problem for someone without a product. You just can't. I'm always like fascinated when I go to someone's house and you go to the bathroom and we have a look in the shower. And I'm thinking, what the hell? Why are they using that shit? Or I think, oh, that's good. They're using that product. So it's just something that I feel so strongly about. I will fight you till the cows come home that retail is not a dirty word. It's what we are meant to be doing. And people love finding solutions. Women love to purchase, and yet for some reason we're stuck. We're absolutely stuck. I believe that we should be teaching that before we let anybody pick up a scissor or anything beauty related. We have to know the retail. So the answer is there. It's up to you to look for it. And it's such a joy to give somebody this solution when it comes to retail. And I say, if that container is $30 or $50 or $150, if it doesn't work, it's a waste of money. But if it works, it's an absolute bargain, an absolute bargain. So what we want is people who find what they love, use it, and keep using it and share the love. Like, if that's not Sisterhood 101, I don't know what is. So I really hope you enjoy this book. You will get some laughs along the way because, I don't know, I really value joy and happiness. I really value silliness. And it doesn't matter how old I get, I still don't get any more sensible. So I really hope that you enjoy this book. Thanks, Blades. Tongue-tied. Thanks for watching or listening. Preface. Every time I hear the chicken dance tune, I smile. If you have no idea what I mean by the chicken dance, Google it now. The chicken dance carries me back to my early years of hairdressing. 30 years on, it still stops me in my tracks. And here's why. It was in the early 80s, I was 21,
and I had just moved to Melbourne. One of the girls I worked with invited me to her wedding, along with 500 or so other guests. So it was an Italian wedding and my very first one. The weddings that I'd been to before were held in the town hall of my rural hometown, population 900. That's providing that no one was away on holidays. The catering was always cold meat and salad, topped off with trifle provided by the town's church ladies. So on this night at a big Italian wedding in the city, my eyes stuck out on stalks like you'd see on a prawn at the Queen Victoria Market. There was a lot to take in. Never in my life had I seen so many short, plump women dressed to the nines. Talk about mutton done up as lamb. The room was full of them. A few looked like they'd been buttered and rolled in a box of sequins. The effort they went to was absolutely fabulous. The men were also well dressed in suits, and they'd spent time dancing with the 100 or so children. The young ladies looked like meringues in their fluffy, puffy dresses. There was enough food to feed my hometown for a week. It was absolutely mental, and I loved every minute of it. Just when I thought it couldn't get any better, the chicken dance came on. The nonnas and nonnols all jumped up onto the dance floor and everybody knew the moves. A warm feeling came over me and I was so glad I'd taken the plunge and moved to Melbourne. The farmers in my town were not the chicken dance type. They were far too conservative. I knew right then that I was in the right place at the right time with the right people. Although I didn't get most of what was going on at the time, I felt like I fitted in. There and then I fell in love with the madness of it all. It became my happy thought. Whenever I was working away on the salon floor, making suggestions on either retail or service and nailed the client connection enough to get, "That's fabulous advice. I'll take all 3 products, thank you." Or, "Any chance we could do that today? I'm so excited." That tune played in my head, and it still does. It's always been the icing on my happy cake. Yes, it is madness, but I wouldn't change it for anything. The chicken dance reminds me of why I'm where I am today. Our industry is connected by emotion. It's a people-to-people world, and at any time with no warning, a huge wave of happy can sneak up on you. It's when I say to myself, "Fuck, I love what I do." I know I'm in the right place, at the right time, with the right people, and right in the middle of me thinking, "I'm so happy," things go up a notch and I hear, da-na-na-na-na-na, 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 quack, 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 da-na-na-na-na-na, 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 quack, 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 and so on. If you're not in this industry, you won't get what I'm saying. It's nailing a blow wave that you know will stop traffic. It's rinsing a colour that's even better than you thought. It's getting paid to laugh. It's a client sending you thank you flowers. It's the cha-ching of the cash register at the end of a big day. It's a client's grateful hug that's so tight you'll fear she'll pop your head off. Or the phone call from a client to say, "The baby's arrived with no stitches." It's in that magical moment right there that I hear that stupid song in my head. It's my "I'm in the right place at the right time with the right people" song. We go out of our way to please. We're wired in a way that we can't help but come in early for clients, stay back late for clients, round down the price and squeeze in our favourites. All because we're chasing that sweet spot, that boom, that stupid chicken dance, da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da, comes to my mind. It's the moment when you think, this is why I do what I do. Da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da, quack, 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 da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da. Caring for the right client at the right time for the right reason feels this good every single time. Quack, 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 quack. Chapter 1. Retail is not a dirty word. If anyone learnt retail the hard way, it was me. Let me tell you about the disastrous, void of business smarts headspace I came from. It could only ever be up from here. I take no pride in how small-minded I was. But with that behind me and countless first-hand lessons under my belt, I've now trained hundreds and hundreds of retail skeptics just like you and me. Hopefully, you're here reading this book because you're having second thoughts. Maybe you've heard you're missing out. I'm here to tell you, if you're ignoring the potential of retail in your salon, you're missing out big time and on so many levels. Read on and learn Salon Retail Smarts. The why, the how, the who, the when, the what, the tip, the tricks, the what to do and the what not to do. You'll thank me when your retail sales kick ass. Change in itself is not difficult. Lasting change is a whole other beast. You must open your head to learning and your heart to pleasing. A retail business humming along inside your salon business is the difference between camping under the stars and staying in a 5-star hotel. The choice is yours. Money gives you choices, and retail will give you the money. Read on, and I'll tell you what to do and when to do it. More importantly, I'll tell you why to do it. Know that I have your best interests at heart. That means giving you the good oil about retail without the fluff or bullshit spin. Nothing but real deal. Let's do this. Once a hairdresser, always a hairdresser. I'm a hairdresser through and through. Although I no longer work on the floor cutting hair, I still consider myself a hairdresser. I didn't do an apprenticeship. I did a 12-month full-time course. At the end, when I expected to be snapped up, I struggled to find a job. The year was 1984 and there was a glut of hairdressers. Back then, if you kicked a bush, any bush, out jumped a hairdresser. That's a very country Australian thing to say. And I'm not apologising, I'm exactly that, an Aussie. Yes, I managed to secure my first job and later found out my hiring was based on my look. We're such a visual crowd. I deliberately played that card and showed up looking my absolute best. I stayed with that company, the one that hired me based on my look, for the next 16 years. And for the most part, I loved it. I had a fabulous boss, but I yearned to do my own thing, have my own version of a salon. I decided it was time to move on. You know how it is. You wake up one day and you've already decided you can do what your boss does, but even better. So out you go on your own. My business plan was basic at best. All I wanted to do was work closer to my 3 children, who were all in primary school. My mind was made up. I was leaving. My husband, a secondary school maths teacher, figured I'd be okay if my takings topped 1,300 a week. Adding that 2,000 would be unreal. My first week's takings were 3,000 and I've never looked back. 3 years in, I was making my original target of 1,300 each week in retail sales alone. Talk about the icing on a fabulous cake right there. It wasn't always like that. It certainly had its crappy moments, huge challenges and many, many tears. But I wouldn't swap a single day because everything I learnt back then has made me the version of me I am today. I love that as a salon coach, there is nothing a salon owner faces that hasn't happened to me. I've walked a mile in your shoes and it gives me great empathy. The empathy I need to be an awesome coach. There are no mistakes in life. There are only lessons. I'm going to share with you the lessons I learned about recommending retail to your salon clients. When I left my boss, Sam, it was on good terms. I moved far enough away that I was never a threat to his business. That's the best you can hope for when it comes to losing a team member with a big clientele. Sam always said if I did the right thing by him, in other words, not open up across the road, he'd help me to get established. And he did. We had many chats around how I might price my services and grow my business. I was starting from absolutely nothing. I think back now, how naive I was. Maybe I wouldn't have been so brave today, but being ignorant worked in my favour. I can remember Sam asking me what I planned to do about retail. My response, nah, can't be bothered. Sam strongly suggested I make some sort of an effort. Thinking back, I had no idea, did I? Naive and lazy is probably how you would best describe me back then. It's a miracle, actually, that I ever got this far. I just wanted to look after my clients and not be bothered with retail. I'm not in sales, I'm a hairdresser. Dear me. I know now that sentence makes no sense at all. It came from a place of ignorance. It wasn't until years down the track that I encountered Michelle, one of the most engaging product company representatives ever. She started me from ground zero and taught me the power of retail. It's a superpower, and I'm going to share it with you, along with everything I've learnt over the last 30 plus years in this fabulous industry. I'm going to be totally upfront. I invite you to have a laugh at my expense and then get on with the job of recommending retail to your loyal customers and to the ones you've not even met yet. Why? Because everybody deserves your expert recommendations when it comes to looking after their hair and skin and all their beauty needs between their visits. Together, you and each client are working on the best possible outcome. That has to be a good thing, right? Now, back to my story. I opened the door of my new salon with a staff of one. Yes, just little old me. A couple of boxes of products that Sam gave me, and they were not the ones I favoured, so they sat there and gathered dust. One of the reasons I didn't want retail in the first place was the dust. I hate dusting. I never do it. We have people for that, darling. For your information, I have had a housekeeper ever since I was pregnant with my twins. My gynecologist recommended it, and I was all over that win like a fat kid to a cupcake. I said, yes, we can do that. We can do it today. The very same day, I found a housekeeper, and I have never looked back. 25 years on, and I still don't dust. Yet, here I was, a new salon owner with a shelf of dusty products that I wouldn't recommend to anyone. Here's the thing. Hair and beauty professionals are genuine people. If we don't like it, we sure as hell aren't going to recommend it. We're just wired that way. We only share what we love. Our opinion matters more than anyone else's. That's where your success lies. You must work on changing your opinion on the products you stock, or you're wasting your time. There was one product I absolutely loved working with. It was called Fat Hair. Don't ask me who even made it. I remember a client showing it to me and, well, it worked. Like a true hairdresser, I told everybody about it. We're exceptional at spreading good news, and Fat Hair was great news. It made otherwise limp, fine and flyaway hair fatten up and stay put. It was fabulous. Naturally, I told my clients that when they were in town, they should pop into a particular store and pick up this amazing product. The store was about 50 kilometres away, but everybody went to this town for something. so I didn't see that it was any inconvenience at all. I cringe now at my sheer ignorance. One day, a client said to me, "Why don't you get 10 or so and put them here on your shelf? Even if you added a couple of bucks on for your trouble, you'd be saving us the trouble of getting it for ourselves." Gotta love clients with great ideas, hey? She was absolutely right. Not because $2 a product was much benefit to me, but because I was helping my clients to get the product that they needed. When I was next in town, I wandered through the big hair product warehouse looking for fat hair. They must have moved it. When I asked the sales assistant about it, she replied, "What the hell? Another one?" I said, "Pardon?" She then explained that I was the third person that day looking for fat hair. She asked, "Are you from Gisborne too?" The look on my face as I answered, "Yes," must have been priceless. "It must be good," she said. "They all want it." That day, I decided to rethink my approach to retail. I realised people were taking my advice on board and wanted to use the products that I recommended. I needed to have everything my client needed on hand in the salon so they could be looking after themselves in between visits to me. In other words, that day I decided to grow up and be a proper salon owner with retail and all. I pulled on my big girl pants. After about a week, a bloke came in to my salon just on closing time. He was well dressed. He had a lovely smiley face. That matters to me. His name was Rob, and he was the state manager of a big organisation owned by Procter & Gamble, the biggest of the biggest. His company was PPS, Professional Products for Salons. That's where Rob was working at the time. He said he lived just up the street, and although he travelled across Australia, he would be more than happy to drop off some products for me to have a look at. I liked them. He said his wife was a hairdresser, and the word around town was that I was rocking it. Rob said, "You will only sell them if you like them, so let's just see if you like them first. If you do, we can talk." He dropped off 8 to 10 products the following week. We tried them. There were 2 of us by then, and we loved them. My junior was so excited that the products were brightly coloured, making it easy for her to learn which was which, and the rest is history. We worked through all of the issues we all face when it comes to direct selling. The difference was we persevered until we overcame them. We became one of Rob's best salons, that is, the ones with the highest monthly spend. This took us about 2 years, and by then I had a team of 5, and we introduced another company's brand into the mix. We had a complete system that worked, and we stuck to it. There was plenty of trial, heaps of error, but we kept on keeping on, and we made it work. It's all about you. Like anything new to you, to make it work, you must want to change. I'm here to open the door on your thinking, as is true for everything in your life. The problem is you. It's always you. And that's the good news, because if you want to change, you don't have to ask anyone's permission. You alone are the solution. Read on and let me challenge your limiting beliefs, the ones that stop you from sticking to the system that you so loosely put in place. I'll show you how to hush that negative voice that tells you that your clients already have everything or they don't have the money. Those and every other bullshit excuse under the sun. I'm going to show you how to kick every excuse to the curb. I know for sure there is a powerful link between customer loyalty and retail sales. That's the most exciting part. Remember my clients driving 50 kilometres to do what I suggested. If that isn't loyalty, nothing is. People buy from people they know, they like, and they trust. You don't have to actively sell to move retail. You just have to focus on the loyalty and tell your clients the truth. If I can do it, you can do it too. Now, let's get started. Let's kick some ass. Kick ass, Kickstarter. Take a 5-minute survey of your shelf of dusty products. How many, if any, do you love? How many could you genuinely recommend to a favourite client? Be honest, it's the first step.
I hope you enjoyed that and hopefully it resonated with you. Make sure you share it with your team or anybody for that matter so that you can grow together. Be amazing this week like you always are. Bye for now.